Everyone please rise. This time I'd like to call on Commissioner Barry Muller to give the invocation.
Join me in prayer, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we realize from time to time that we never take enough time to just say thank you for the many blessings that's bestowed upon us. The fact that we wake up every day and we see the miracles around us, the green grass, the beautiful flowers, the wonderful weather over the weekend. And we just want to say thank you for blessing us with that. Thank you for allowing us to live in the greatest country on the face of the earth. The freedoms that we experience are unparalleled anywhere else in the world, and we need to say thank you for that. Lord, we just ask that you guide us and direct us, go with us, help us make the decisions that will be beneficial to you and will benefit the people of Wichita County. And most of all, forgive us of our sins. These things we ask in thy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. So I'd like to call on two of our guests that David Graff has brought to give the U.S. pledge first. Tell us your name.
Hello, I'm Garrett Porter, and would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
All right, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas pledge.
And I begin legally, and would you please join me for the Texas pledge?
Thank you.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Take your seats, please. Mr. Graff, I'd like to call on you to present, bring the
Yes, sir.
supposed to be. Well, Kevin, I see you. I thought I recognized one of the participants in the audience. Thanks for the weather. Barry prayed for it, and thanks for it.
right.
You did good.
It was really nice yesterday. Thanks.
Test, is it on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, good. I'm David Graff, County Extension Agent here in Wichita County. We've got some of our kids that attended State 4-H Roundup, which is our statewide contest for the state in 4-H. And so really takes a lot of effort to get to the place just to attend that. And we've got some of our volunteers that to help take care of that. So that's the only thing that makes extension work is through volunteers. We're lucky to have really good volunteers here. We're going to start with Holly Lehman. She's a club manager for our 4-H club called the Baconators. Kids, I guess started that, 2 years ago, 4 years ago? And they kind of help run the show, but she kind of oversees that along with some other volunteers. So Holly, if you want to step up and you can tell them just a little about what you've done and introduce the girls.
As David said, my name is Holly Lehman, and I'm the manager of the 4-H Baconators. I took a team of 4 girls. I only have 3 here. The other one's at church camp to the Texas State 4-H Roundup to compete in the Swine Quiz Bowl, where they placed 3rd place, and I'm very, very proud of them. As you can see, I'm carrying around this great big binder full of nothing but articles and questions these girls have to memorize. There is over 600 questions they have to memorize, not to mention hundreds of pages of articles they have to read through. So needless to say, they've worked very, very hard to do this, and I'm very proud of them. Charisma, do you want to start talking and tell them about it?
Ask her to use the mic and give her name, please.
Charisma Owen.
So my name is Charisma Owen. Like she said, I am in multiple clubs, but Baconator is the one I went through to go to the state roundup. At state roundup, we did what's it called? Swine Quiz Bowl. I'm sorry. And at Swine Quiz Bowl, it's set up to where you have either a team of 3 or 4, and they sit up there and they ask you questions that you have no idea, like what the information could be out of the stuff you have. So you have all of this stuff that you have to know in order to be able to answer some of these questions. And it was really kind of fun to figure out, to learn the new stuff that they had given us, and then, see how to actually, incorporate it into other things through the questions. So I had fun with it. And this is Montana.
I'm Montana Lehman. I have been a part of the Baconators since it began, so 4 years, and this is actually my second Swine Quiz Bowl I've competed in, but my first is a senior level. Oh yes, I'm also the team captain. Like Charisma said, it's set up in where you have two teams, and it's in a bracket form, so you got to win to move on, and it's double elimination. And it was really fun because we did get to learn how to work as a team and kind of feed off of each other, and just kind of got to create a bond. So I had a lot of fun with it, and I definitely want to do it again. So here's McKinley.
I'm McKinley Lee, and I was also a member of the Swine Quiz Bowl team. And I felt like the Swine Quiz Bowl team taught us to be leaders because we each had to lead. Because like the questions were asked individually, so it was it was on yourself. If you got the question wrong, it was minus point, but if you got it right, it was plus one. So you got to decide: am I going to buzz in, or am I just not going to let the question slide? And I think it also like gained our knowledge in the swine industry because they were asking us these questions that that we hadn't studied, so you had to really think in it. Helped you realize what those articles were teaching you in the information that we had learned. At State Roundup, I also participated in state qualifying livestock judging. So that meant that I had won the District 3 livestock judging contest here, and I got high point individual. So I got to go and qualify for state. I participated at state, but it didn't come out quite as well as I wanted. But it was also a great experience, and I got to compete against some of the best livestock judges in the state. So it was really awesome.
I know nothing about swine other than they taste good, but can you give me an example of a question that they would ask?
What do the testes of a male boar produce?
What was the question?
What do the testes of a male boar produce? Yeah.
Semen.
And then they'd be like,
Why did you pick that question?
Oh, here's a more appropriate. What is PSE?
I'm afraid to ask.
Perfectly suitable for eating.
It's pale, soft, and exudative. And it's pretty much it's like the quality of the pork.
I want her to take her microphone.
Absolutely great,
Yeah, they have to spend a lot of time doing that. Just short on time, I'm going to have Kevin Selly come up, and he really wasn't the lead volunteer for this, but he is kind of really taken into helping the kids a lot with that. In fact, he came in last week and said, hey, let's try and get a photography group going. So Kevin, we appreciate all the support that he's had for us, and we'll let him.
Well, we really appreciate David and all his efforts. He came down to the statewide 4-H competition at Texas A&M. This is just to be a progress report. You all met these boys a couple of months ago when they came and presented their agro-robotics competition. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had heard about that yesterday, yeah. Well, so this is, again, just a progress report. After that, a couple months later and a couple months ago, they went on to Vernon College to do an area competition. They won that competition as well. That led them just a couple of weeks ago to the 4-H statewide competition at Texas A&M, and they were able to win that one as well.
That's
and
awesome.
I think let's have
Wow.
you want to they have a presentation for you folks again because they were so grateful for you guys to allow them to come here and make a presentation. We know you all were appreciative, and I'll give this to Garrett, and he can make the presentation of the next award.
Yeah, so as Mr. Selly said, we got to go up and compete at that competition, and it was a lot of fun. It was really challenging. It was something that we'd never done before. We had to build a robot that could put out fires. So we had to attach a fan to it, and it would blow out candles. But it was a lot of fun. We had 3 hours to do it, like all the other competitions that we've done. And it came to finals, and we found out that we'd moved on to finals. We were really excited. And then in finals, we just kept doing what we'd been doing, tried to keep it consistent with how we were working the robot, and it all turned out great, and we got first place. So we've got another banner that we'd like to present to you guys, and just thank you for all the support that you've given to us.
Very good.
Right.
Very good.
I was Garrett Porter. I was the team leader. I've been doing it the longest, so they have me in charge of kind of the building and the programming.
I'm Joshua Gamage. I'm the lead programmer on the team. This was a really fun competition. I'm Matthew Selly. This was my first year doing robotics and 4-H, and I am the assistant programmer helping Josh.
My name is Daniel Chance. I've been doing this probably a year shorter than Garrett, and I'm in charge of attachments and basically disaster preparedness.
And I'm Jonathan Schaefer, and I'm basically Garrett's helper for building the robot, but I'm also one of the other noobs on the team.
Very good. Super.
Yeah, these guys, it's really interesting to watch them work as a team. And actually, a couple of these guys, Matthew and Joshua, will be back next year. And so when they were running the championship runs, they were both kind of hovering around on the outside. Nobody else did that in the competition, but these guys were hustling. Now they were out trying to see what they could learn. So that's what we're going to try and maintain this. So thank you to these kids and these volunteers and parents for working, because they really do a good job with that. Thank y'all for supporting that project. Thank y'all.
You know, David, one of the things that everybody needs to realize is I truly believe Texas is the most competitive state at any competition you want to have, whether you're playing football or basketball or you're showing steers or whatever it is. If you're in Texas, you better suit up because competition's going to be tough. And for these young people to go on statewide competition and come back top notch like both of these teams have done, that is an incredible, incredible feat for Wichita County. We're very proud of them.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Outstanding.
Wow.
Wow.
And Dave, I just want to comment, you know, and most are maybe aware of this, but nobody matches 4-H when it comes to the total overall volume of college scholarships that they award to seniors every year going off to universities. And, you know, these kids have a fantastic opportunity in front of them to go to a lot of different schools, and nobody compares. FFA gets close, but don't do as good a job as 4-H with giving money to students to go to college on. So, guys, I look forward to hearing great things about you, and I hope you can come back and tell us about your junior year in college. So,
we have 4 freshmen here, and we're expecting
Wow.
4 scholarships
Great.
in 4 years.
Great.
So we're there working at that right now.
I think that state roundup is probably the best recruiting tool that Texas A&M University's ever had. There's something about being on that campus down there for a few days that will make you bleed maroon.
They did it in Texas Tech once, and they won't let it. They won't let it.
I was at the state 4-H roundup competing in 1967. Wow. It's been a long time ago. Still remember it. A lot of fun.
Thank y'all very much.
Every year at the Wichita County Junior Livestock Show, the Baconators give away or raffle off a freezer and a hog, butchered hog.
Yeah.
I bought tickets every year and I never won that side. Maybe next year. I'm buying tickets next year too.
David, could we get that picture that was made like that so we can pair it up with the other one?
Sure can.
Sure.
Did you show them that we had put the names on the banner? Judge?
So you want these kids up?
And we'll get a banner ready for you guys.
Okay. Take it out there and show it to what we did.
We had the team names added so that we can remember who was competing for that thing.
We'll get you guys one made.
Okay, and if the whatever, you know, the picture like it was made at the presentation, y'all got that. That's what we did with that one. So,
it'll be
all right. If you get that to us, we'll parallel those. All right.
Kids, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank y'all.
And if you don't come in first, you have to sit through a full commission report.
Holly, good job. Thanks. Me too. Well, that's good feeling stuff right there.
All right. Not a bad way to start the day off. I ask the court to take a look at the consent agenda.
Judge, I'd make a motion that we approve the consent agenda, and I did have a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
On item number 3, the date set out is December 31st, 2015. What, is that supposed to be that date?
Yes, it is. Okay. That's the date we started in that agreement. The one I'm signing is the amended portion of the agreement with the things Meredith worked out for us in that, and Deb Stevens. And so if you look at that, then today's date on it, and the effective date of it will be July 1st.
Great.
And that's when our first payment is.
Great. And Meredith, thank you for hustling that, that getting it all to come together. And then on the item number 6, the phase 1 environmental site assessment for the Sprague Annex. Did we bid that work out to?
No, we didn't. We're trying to move that along. We didn't have to bid that out as under that because we wanted to get that. If you look at that land, it's probably never been anything except Sprague. But we're going to build a jail over it. So this is just due diligence and to have that.
We just had a team come and speak to us about that, and that's why I wondered. It caught my attention when, you know, that is this that group that came and spoke to us? Or
I wasn't here when that happened. I was on vacation.
It was Roland Ramsey that's doing this.
Is that the one that's doing this one?
Yes.
Yeah, he did the work for us.
Work over across the street.
Across the street is local vendor that has done that numerous times.
Okay.
But we need to get that, the survey, some of those other services done that we have listed in there that are our portion of that, so the whole thing can continue to move ahead.
And on that note about that, Henry had emailed me this morning before he left town. He left 4 folders out for me to go through on the Sprague property to see if there's anything in there that we might need or might be relevant to us.
And I talked to Raul over at Landmark Title, and he was going to try to get a hold of Phil Lamb to see what Phil recalls was done on that.
Okay.
I'd second the motion on the consent agenda, Judge.
Thanks, sir. Okay. Motion by Commissioner Watts, second by Commissioner Mahler to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 1 on general business, review and approve the emergency and regular bills for payment.
We reviewed the bills on Friday, Judge. I'd make a motion we pay the emergency and regular bills.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Mahler, second by Commissioner Beecham to approve the bills. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 2 is discuss, review jail maintenance projects and work orders. Sir.
Good morning. Happy belated Father's Day to all of you. We completed 66 maintenance repairs last week. We have 2 remaining. We've got 2 weeks to complete them. They're minor issues. We did have some reports of 2 roof leaks at the downtown facility. I haven't had a chance to thoroughly investigate that, but it's going to be investigated. We're going to figure out where it's coming from. I think all of you got the response from Matt about how to kind of figure that out, so I'll be trying to locate that binder for warranty and just move on from there. Other than that, I don't have much of anything as far as maintenance repairs are concerned.
Okay. Any questions or comments? So you'd be able to let us know next Monday's meeting. We'd get an update on that.
Yes, sir. I mean, if I get something sooner than that, I'll shoot an email.
Okay,
let everybody know.
Item number 3, discuss, consider, take action on remaining outstanding construction issues with the fire and range. Commissioner Harvey.
Got with plumbers, a couple of problems. I'm going to call it another one today. On the second bathroom, getting the laboratory and the toilet and all the stuff that goes to that. We still haven't built our wall yet, but that's not holding us up at all. The metal has been ordered to cover the end of the building. Trinity Hughes is putting together their material now for the decks and the ramps. Once those are done, we'll get some quotes and some sidewalks. I wish Daryl was here. When I was in there with the plumbers, the original restroom, the sink and the toilet has been removed. And I don't know what happened to them, but I need to find out if they were bad and thrown in the trash or if they were just moved out for some construction work. I'm not sure, but they're gone. So.
They were in the middle of the floor Monday last week.
Yeah, like Friday. I didn't see them. But anyway, I'll follow that up with Daryl.
He's off. He took a few days off.
Commissioner, I'm impressed with the way they resurfaced the walls in that training room. Our work crews did that. I tell you, it really upgraded that deal, made it look very nice. That's going to be a nice, very, very nice room time it's finished. Did a good job on it. That texture, I would have never thought of that, but it sure did make a difference. It makes that stuff look good. Upgraded it a good bit.
What's the damage report on the asphalt, and can we get the Target people to pay?
It's going to be really minimal repairs, a couple of shovels. They got a forklift down there, and they kind of, I guess we're trying to set a piece of equipment or something, and they kind of wallered back and forth at one spot. It's about that deep. It's about that wide. It's about that long.
Is that thing real heavy, that Target?
Yes. The Target is actually not that heavy.
But the forklift is.
But, I mean, it is, but, I mean, it's in, it looks like Unistrut. Wouldn't you call it Unistrut, Sheriff, the stuff they're putting up? And it was bundled up with the forklift that they drove on there it's heavy. It's like 10,000 pounds. But it's not going to be a big deal. Easy fix.
So let me ask this a quick question. On the actual surface of the whole thing, where that stuff's laid, where the asphalt is laid, some of it is uneven. Can that be surfaced, pushed back down to where it's?
Yeah, you can take and
we don't have
we can take just asphalt there and fill in the little crevice.
Roll it.
Sure.
Don't they make a hand roller, heavy hand roller?
Well, we have a roller that you ride on and go in there and
you can
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
absolutely. Some of those lanes have got, no guys are going to trip on it, and kind of the edge of it, about that the concrete pad. I think
okay, right there at the concrete pad on this end, Commissioner Beecham and Leon looked at that. You know where on the south side of the covered area, I used to call it the firing line, but it's not. There was some puddling over there.
Right.
And instead of cutting a drainage ditch like we did on the north side, Commissioner Beecham come up with, I think, a very good idea. Take our saw and go right in front of that covered area, about that wide, and cut that out. Take that out and put a French drain from there over to the other side and cover it with gravel. Two things happen. It helps get rid of that little, there wasn't a lot of water, but there was a little. And it helps the transition there from the concrete to the asphalt be same elevation. Thought it was a good idea.
Leon. Give it to Leon.
And
by the way, Leon.
I know it puddled up pretty good after that rain. It just took a while for it to work its way in the ground and around.
But I think that French drain, everything else looked really good, except for the south side west corner.
Yeah, southwest corner. That's the lowest part.
Yeah, but we didn't have a trench cut out from back out of there to get it anywhere else. But now with this, we can do that. So
that would probably work great with that heavier gravel, so the flow underneath it get out of there.
Yeah, you just put some perforated PVC pipe in there. But I want to put the I call it screens on the top of that so that it's smooth. not real rough.
What about the north side with that water coming out of there, where it goes around the parking lot? Is something going to be put inside there? Because I know with that big heavy rain, it washed out. Of course, there was no vegetation keeping that dirt in place.
Right, we're
washed it
gonna,
down.
plan is to just get some vegetation in there and get it so we can mow it.
Yeah.
We don't want to put gravel in it and constantly have to be spraying Roundup and, I mean, you know. Plus, if you get a good enough rain, gravel won't stay.
No, it all washed
At my
out.
shop over there in Burke, every time the water goes over my bridge, my gravel is gone. So it's pretty frustrating. So
You get the grass sprigged or planted, Lee, we can go in there and lay some hay bales across it to keep it from eroding until the grass takes hold. We've done waterways that way, and it's pretty effective. And then as the grass takes hold, you move the hay bales out of the way, and it holds very well.
We may have some of those straw deals left.
Really what we look, that'd be perfect. Be perfect. Those sediment blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. That's what you need. If you ever get the grass established, you'll be in good shape.
that's about all it is right now. That's where we're at right now.
What about the air conditioning work, vent work that was done out there? What's that about?
The buildings, of course, were taken apart.
Yeah.
Okay. And the air conditioning people come and reconnected the ductwork, you know, in sections and clean the coils, check the, service the units. How's that? Make sure that they were ready to go.
All right. Anything else on
Not right now.
Okay, item number 4 is discuss, consider, take action to approve payment of 2 past due invoices from Dallas County Southwestern Institute of Forensic Sciences for autopsies ordered by Wichita County Justice of the Peace as follows. Nathan Pierce, August 12, 2012 for $2,350, and Michael Ferris, August 2nd, 2013 for $1,950. These invoices, they appear to be, and I haven't got the copies of them yet, but we believe them to be from surrounding counties or people that came into Wichita County, probably died at the hospital. I'm going to check that out, and if so, we'll ask those other counties to reimburse us. But they're supposed to. They may balk at being this old, but to continue our good relationship and the services that Dallas is doing for us, we need to continue this. We need to pay these bills.
Did the auditor kick these back?
No, just because of the date of them, as old as they are, the auditor.
Well, my question was initially, when they,
No.
when the initial bill came in.
I don't think we ever got a bill, did we?
Not sure of
The
that.
auditor, well, Dallas County swears that they sent the invoice, but our auditor's office says that they never received the invoice. And so when they got the follow-up asking for payment, that was the auditor told them that they were past due or they were well over their fiscal year. And so they needed to come to court, which they're not going to do. So the Dallas County DA's office reached out to me, my counterpart in the Dallas County DA's office reached out to me and asked me to handle it. Statute of limitations doesn't run against the county, so we owe it regardless of how old it is. And we do have a good relationship with SWIFT, so we'd like to keep that. So I'm just trying to get it paid. I did talk to Deb. She didn't have a problem with them being paid. So
Just needed to do this process.
and I'll be happy to to try to assist in the billing the other counties if they have any concerns.
We felt like both of them were for autopsies outside of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, what I attached to the agenda request was the original orders from the JP ordering. So they definitely are. They are definitely orders from our county and for people who died here, but they are for people from other counties. As far as I know, I am trying to get that information so we can make sure to bill the other counties.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and take these and seek reimbursement from the county that residents of these individuals.
Second?
Oh, there it is. I'd missed mine.
If it's the same ones, Meredith, a long time ago, I went back to them and asked them to, we wanted to submit it to their commissioner's court for try to reduce that. They didn't like that idea. So,
Reduce the cost
yeah.
of autopsies?
Yeah, on those particular ones that we, you know, because the age of them, but they never followed back up. These may not be the same ones, because it seemed like it was a greater amount than this. Okay. Any other comments or questions on the item? Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Beecham, second by Commissioner Harvey. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 5, discuss, consider, take action, to select Commissioners Court representatives for the Law Enforcement Center Project Committee through design and construction of the facilities. This would be the court representatives, and what I'd like to do is have 2 of us as primary and 1 alternate. And just to start it off somewhere, I would suggest that I'm one of those. Commissioner Watts is the second person, and Commissioner Beecham would be the alternate, since it's in his precinct. That's not. And Watts, I'd like to have on it because of his financial background to help with that. But y'all may have some different ideas, but I thought I'd get started with something.
I'm good with that.
I make a motion that we accept that slate.
You want to get that train going before
Absolutely, that's right.
Who else, Judge, serves on that committee?
Well, there'll be the sheriff and 1 or 2 other people there. The sheriff's going to have probably 2 subcommittees, I would think, Sheriff.
Yes.
One would be your jail personnel, and then the other on the law enforcement.
LEC side, yes.
Yeah.
It probably be more just a couple.
What about IT? Do we need to incorporate that into
in this committee? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They won't, and theirs is going to be more specialized, but the idea on this is the sheriff's 2 subcommittees would put things together. It would come to this committee. But the thing we're going to have is we're going to need to set up, and I've talked to Hartford Perkins over the weekend on it, and I said, guys, we have got to come up, it can't be random days. It needs to be every Monday afternoon or every Friday afternoon, something putting together that we're going to have that meeting and be able to get answers. As we can't be 2 to 3 weeks on this stuff.
I agree.
So,
I think Matt's set the precedence with Thursdays already, Thursday morning, which Thursdays would be a good day for us.
Well, aren't we going to meet Thursday at 7 a.m.?
Yeah, I hope he's bringing taquitos or something for breakfast. That's it.
We're in here on
Yes.
Thursday morning?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does that work, though, Judge, like the whole infrastructure wiring? We're going to make room for a area out there like we have, a version of what we'd have here to hold servers and feed. It'll just be an administrative all for that type of work?
It would be outside of the confinement area.
But maybe in the jail, in the offices area that's up against it somehow?
Well, I think what we've got to talk about is, what's going to be, is that the sheriff's area going to be open 24/7? Is there a portion of that, or is it going to be, Bookend's going to be open 24/7? So you may want to plan that particular room access in that portion of it, the non-secure part of the jail.
Well,
But
keep
that's
in mind too, you have distance too. I mean, the server room and things like that, yeah, it doesn't have to be inside the secure facility, but everything in there can only run 325 feet. So if you have computers, you have to have central locations for switches inside a secure facility.
Yes. And he was talking servers. Now we're talking about subscriber support.
Right.
So.
But like to do our video conferencing and that stuff like that, that's all going to have to be taken into consideration, I guess?
Yes.
And we still service that internet through microwave will feed out there the same way that it does today?
Yes, we'll just have to move the antenna.
Oh, okay.
That'll have to be removed
from
the
right.
location it is now in Top Sprague to the new
Oh,
facility.
okay.
Well, I would assume you would want to do it similar to when you design plumbing. The closer you can have proximity back to back and whatever your saving on that footage. If 325 feet is your limit,
That's my max.
yeah, there'd have to be some planning done to get that co-located. Lots of little things like that you've never
Now,
thought
is that
about.
from the server to the actual computer,
From
or is that?
the computer to its endpoint. So, like here, you know, we have a switch located on every floor because I can't run from 3 to 1. So I have to run from the 3rd floor computer to the 3rd floor switch, and then I drop from 3 to 1 if I can, or 3 to 2 if I can. A lot of our current infrastructure is we have fiber. There's no limit on the length of fiber. So we have our floors linked with fiber.
Right.
So that works too with designing this. You know, if we have a central location where inside the facility everything runs back to a switch, then if that switch location we choose is further away from the server room, we just run fiber from that switch back to what we call the server room.
But I'm assuming that our demand for power or for the bandwidth and all of those aspects are going to increase with the new facility over what we currently use today?
Well, the good thing about the microwave is you know, we're already set up to handle whatever we throw at it. So, you know, we have, you know, it's gigabit with 666 meg throughput. So that doesn't matter. We're good there. We just need to make sure that we lay out everything. I mean, you've got computers that they use, you'll have cameras, you'll have TVs, you'll have control panels for doors, security-wise. You're going to have wireless, you'll have video visitation. If you have the key stuff that's located inside the cells where they can order commissary. And then you have to have a drop for every single camera. Security camera, those all run off Cat5 too. So there's a lot of.
That is a lot.
Yeah, and you know we.
Mind blowing.
Before we kind of adapted these systems to our technology, and here we actually get to do it the other way around.
Yeah.
So it's going to make it a lot, I think, more efficient and easier to control and more organized to be able to do it the other way around.
But that's where you all are going to deal with them. I don't see that being part of the committee. I think is going to now. The two subcommittees of the sheriff, they're going to be more detailed. Where I see Ralph called it once the executive committee. It's when we hit a major change in scope or cost or something like that. But for the kind of things you're describing, that's part of business. We're not going to have a plumbing committee and an electrical outlet committee. Those are all part of the process that if the architects don't know the standards on where those go, we've got a problem. So now, your area, you all need to have more input into it.
Yeah, I would think plumbing and electrical is very much, but I would think that the IT aspect is a little bit unique to that equation.
But they build how many, if they don't know something about that, I don't know how they missed that in building 100 and something jails.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, that's true.
Yeah. So. There's got to be resources within that, but also because of the localized ongoing support of that being our IT department, it's not like calling Smith Plumbing. So we want to be sure that y'all are well suited with what they're doing and you will know how to maintain within your resources. Not everything will be within that, but that's the general idea.
And I'm assuming that when this project is finished, we'd have a complete schematic of those type of layouts for all of those drops and different things so that we can always come back and review 10 years from now as to how they got from this end to that end.
You know, just a question and maybe to Ashley, when you're doing a project like this, are there special contractors that come in and string all that cable, all that wire? I mean, who does that?
I think I mean, we've had different, like when you did up here, there was a contractor that y'all used that pulled all the wire, and then I used my contractor to come and lay everything out and punch ends and stuff like that.
But somebody's got to physically, run it through the building, and that's a big job, dude.
And somebody's got to make sure that it's the size and not it may both pertain to IT kind of stuff, but we don't want to have an inferior
and a lot
over.
of things have changed now. You know, before you could come into a room and say, okay, I need to drop on this wall for network here, here, and here. And it all was going back to the same place. Well, now a lot of that's changed. I mean, when you factor in televisions and that kind of thing and how you wire things up, they don't always go back to the same place.
Right.
So, like with the grand jury room that we've been working on with Maureen in the DA's office, that wiring is totally different than anything. So I have to sit down and specifically tell Matt, okay, I need this to go from here. I need conduit from here to here. And that's a lot of it too. You know, I might not need the line pulled. I just might need the ability to have conduit to pull through the floor,
Right.
or I need a tombstone here in the floor. It's a lot.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion then by Commissioner Waller. Commissioner Harvey, you said you'd second.
Sure.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Item 6, discuss, consider, take action on quotes for replacement of doors to the Law Enforcement Training Center at the firing range with payment from Fund 404 Limited Tax Note to a line as assigned by the county auditor. Commissioner Harvey.
Got a couple quotes. Let me get them back here. Well, let's keep going. Yep, I'm just trying to get to it. From Texoma Builders Supply Company. We spec these out, identical. Each door is $3,549 from Texoma Builder Supply. That's for the closure, the hinges, the frame, the crash bar, and the whole 9 yards. From McCleskey Construction Company, each door identical grade and stuff is $2,350. So quite a bit of difference, almost $1,200 a door. Gentlemen, I own part of this company, so I'm going to abstain from the vote, but the McCleskey Construction is $2,350 and the Texoma is $3,549.
That's per door, so double each of those.
Well, no, for this one, yes.
Yeah.
This will be $7,098. Yeah, and this one over here will be $4,700.
Okay. And you are abstaining and you have furnished a document?
I am.
Cool.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid from McCleskey.
Second.
That'd be a total of $4,700. Am I looking at that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Muller, a second by Commissioner Watts to select McCleskey. Commissioner Harvey is recusing himself due to having business interest in McCleskey. Any other comments or questions? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0 with 1 abstention.
I remember when doors didn't cost that much. A lot of other things didn't either, though, so I guess that.
Okay, we are down to public comments. Anyone in the audience have anything to bring up? Okay. Commissioner Beecham.
Yeah, just ask everybody to remember Leon Crabtree in their thoughts and prayers. He lost his mother yesterday.
Oh. He's got a brother named Sam that works for Precinct 2. So 2 of our county employees lost their mom yesterday.
Okay. Commissioner Harvey.
Whew.
You don't have to say
anything. Just thinking about what happened. We had our Sunday school class had a fellowship, a fish fry at Saturday evening and like to have died from the heat. And then next day, Sunday, it was 20 degrees cooler. It was a great Father's Day. Family come over and the grandkids went swimming and we cooked on the grill. And it's really, really a great, relaxing day yesterday. It was really good.
Just got the mowing crews going in Precinct 3. That's turned into a full-time job again this year, like last year. By the time we get through, we're starting back over. And just trying to keep that cleaned up and safe, getting ready to start on our chip sealing project. Just a lot of activity out there, trying to get some repair work done, get things moving along. When you're out and about in the county, please watch out for our road crews. That's still a pretty dangerous occupation. They wear all their safety equipment, do the best they can, but give them a break. When you see them working somewhere, slow down and help them out. We'd appreciate that. Keep them safe.
Commissioner Watts?
Yes, sir, Judge. This Saturday, we have the Juneteenth celebration in Electra. Mr. Muller, if you're free to do any...
I think I went last year.
Yeah, you took the corn.
That's right, it was good.
We'll have some squash and corn and fish and hush puppies, and it's a good little event there at the community center in front of the high school. So, Judge, I believe I do have her number, and I'll flip that to you.
I appreciate it, yeah.
But it's always a fun thing. I believe there is a group going to do hot dogs and french fries for us Friday for County Services Appreciation. So if you've not done any lunch plans or anything, keep that in mind on the front lawn. Just come and go free hot dog deal.
Well, we're going to get a free lunch today, I think, from Nacho Mama's. He asked me yesterday if he could. He says he's known Lee, and he used to cook for the Scots at Scott's Drive-In, and wanted to do that.
Big Scotty Burger.
Well, he said
world famous. World famous.
Republican Women's Sunday.
We do have.
Oh, we do have.
We do have.
Oh man, okay.
I'm a former burger cook at Scott's Drive.
Are you really? By golly, they're still good.
Scott's still open, right?
Yeah, you bet.
Still open.
Big Scotty Burger doesn't get any better than that.
I cooked at Newlands.
Well,
I probably should.
I've been an eater at Scotty.
Yeah, I've done that.
I like the chili they put on their hot dogs there.
Yeah.
First grade.
Is it? It's good.
Well, I will, when we take a brief recess, or I'll call in and tell him that that's not going to work today.
No.
Okay. We do have a meeting Friday, 10 o'clock. It's normal bills, paying a couple other items on it. Commissioners, I've gone back through and I asked y'all to go back through the budget. We're going to start budget work sessions again, going through to kind of give Willie and me a nod and let officers know when the things they've asked for, what we can do or can't do. And so we'll do that and just kind of work start. But I'll get Nancy to set up those sessions. They'll probably last during the week. Y'all have any preference on morning or afternoon?
Mornings to me are always better.
Good for me.
Okay. They start like 9 o'clock and then finish by. Okay. The other thing, it was an afternoon event last Friday, Wichita County Sheriff's Office Alumni Association. Tremendous golf tournament, good public stuff, great support out of the Sheriff's Office Alumni group, and thank goodness we had a good breeze Friday afternoon, or we'd have melted a lot of people, I think. Would have been the case, but worked out real well, and well done event. Anything else anybody think of? All right, it is 10:56. We'll have a short adjournment to go into closed session.